The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored more than 300 books, 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, that has been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. Over 20 million copies of books and articles has been sold, read, and downloaded. He has established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million pound scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the most prolific, most viewed guru in the digital world, read and watched by 1 billion plus followers, and courses over 1 billion views on the social media. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is respected as the comment of all the sacred scriptures, such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gita, Jnana Sutras, and the various other scriptures of Hindu. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is honored as the leader of Hinduism, the most. He is acclaimed as one of the top spiritual influence of KAILASA, led by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora. He is also the establisher of large Hindu university in the world with the satellite campuses in 150 countries. He is the establisher of 1,000 plus KAILASA Enlightenment ecosystems. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvanya Peethams. So now let us look into one of the means of power manifestation. So in the Vedagma, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashivoham reveals in elaborate detail that every plus powers. Manifesting powers are described as the system, method, and the science for human being to consciousness. The source of all this reality and cause is effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all pervasive. Sorry for the technical. Nithyananda, everyone. Sorry for the technical glitch. So how do we manifest and power for every being? So let us look into one of the signs of power manifestation. Our body is scanning, one awakens to the ability to scan illnesses, diseases, medically diagnosed issues, and provide solutions Tantra, where Bhagavan Paramashiva sees principles of your whole body or of the of the great Vedic rishis. Terayar was a great Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agatya. One day, a man suffering from the severe headache comes to Agatya for healing. Agatya uses the power of body scanning and identify the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there is a small Terai sitting in the person's brain. Agatya immediately instructs Teraya, his disciple, to perform an open head surgery and remove the frog. After the surgery is completed, successfully the person is healed and cured of the headache, thus he gained the name Teraya. The Atma Pramana, and this is from the life of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism he shared on the 22nd December 2019, where he says, only when I had the multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for surgery and therefore for the medical checkups related to that. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used a diagnostic method instead of medical facilities to study the body condition and where the balance has to be done. I used allopathy to verify my finding. So as a living incarnation of great science of thought eye awakening, along with many other spiritual sciences, and are experiencing a profound result at the external powers in their everyday life. So we all can get the initiations from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism directly by attending the program Paramashivoham level 3, and we'll also go through the sharings of the various participants who attended the previous Paramashivoham level 3 program. We'll do so after a short break. So I request all the viewers to stay.
Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself.
Nithyananda, everyone, welcome back. And just a reminder to go to kailasa.org/Paramashivoham to register your intention to participate with the avatar, a living incarnation, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, in the next season of the Paramashivoham 3 experience. So the initiations and darshans from the living incarnation produces a change in us that cannot be achieved otherwise. So Swamiji, being situated in this space, is able to actually use these spiritual initiations from Vedas Agamas to make changes in our entire system that we cannot do by ourselves otherwise. So when we speak about the vertical time zones or the 14 lokas, so there are various ways that you can empower your life. Even the DNA science and the sciences of epigenetics shows how it's not just your DNA that's going to determine your future and the way your body responds and what is outcomes in your life, but actually the very patterns of what you are attending to, where you're putting your focus, where you're putting in your awareness, has the impact on influencing the cells themselves and whether or not they look into the DNA and the DNA responds in a new way. So you can literally change your DNA, awakening the various strands of DNA through the initiations from the Supreme Quantum of Hinduism. So these sciences, the 463 Shaktis described by Paramashiva in Vedas Agamas, is just even one single part of what Swamiji is giving through the experiences, initiations, and darshans through the 21 days of the Paramashivoham 3. We'd like to start again by sharing some of the experiences from the participants in terms of what are the challenges people are facing, what are the experiences happening during the Paramashivoham 3, and how that comes out to give solutions to the challenges we face in our daily lives, and how we experience the power manifestation, the initiations, the darshans, the various aspects and benefits given by the Supreme Quantum of Hinduism. And also a reminder, the Paramashivoham 1 program is happening now, so you can join that today. The link to join is events.kailasa.org/PSM1. So that's events.kailasa.org/PSM1. You can start that experience today and get yourself up to speed for the October 6th to 26th, which is the third season of Paramashivoham 3. And if you'd also like to receive blessings from Swamiji, you can put a message in whatever social media platform you're watching now. Swamiji directly spiritually blesses any of the intentions, requests that you make on any of the official social media platforms. So please put a message there now. If you'd like assistance in manifesting whatever is your reality, please include that in your comment. You can leave your contact information and we'll catch up with you as soon as possible. And the link to register your intention, if you registered an intention for Paramashivoham 3 already, you create a strong sankalpa, means a strong declaration of what is the purpose that you'd like to manifest, what are the solutions you want to manifest. Create that space, make that strong declaration, and enter the intention again. When you enter the intention with a new space and a new declaration, it has a different impact. So the link once again is kailasa.org/Paramashivoham. So I'd like to welcome Kailashananda Aya. Thank you so much for joining us today. And Aya, you had participated in the season 2 of Paramashivoham 3. I believe it was the entire length of the 21 days with the initiations and darshans. Aya, if you could just briefly introduce yourself, tell what you do, where you're from, please. Thank you so much for joining us.
Nithyananda, thank you for having me. Yeah, currently I live in US. I'm working as a software architect. Originally I'm from India. I lived in India up to the age of around 25, then in US more than 25 years right now. So, I mean, this is called the land of honey and milk, right? Everything is here. All the facilities, all the material infrastructure is here. But what I saw as a challenge is that with everyday life, automatically it brings in its own problems. It's not out of problems. Personally, for me, what I saw is just that everyday life. I saw myself became like a machine. Less and less human interactions, more on work, career oriented. So what started happening is that I saw myself having more irritation, frustration, some kind of dissatisfaction with the normal life, even though everything else on the material side is good. There was something missing. So when Swami used to conduct the inner awakenings, I used to go those for the yatras, 21 days programs. For me personally, it was like a detox. Physically, mentally, I would feel, after each IA, I would feel like very happy, full of energy, less fatigue and all those things. But before this PSM, I could not attend those programs for like 5-6 years due to some family situations. So literally before the program, I was feeling a lot of fatigue, a lot of dissatisfaction, and that was kind of reflecting in my family life, work life, surroundings too. So that was before the program. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So, so you're sharing how in the daily work life of many people, obviously, we are experiencing a lot of agitation. And if we're not focusing on keeping our inner space clean, if we're not resolving incompletions in our lives, these agitations, irritations, they show up in our relationships, how we respond to people, and in our family relationships in our life, as well as, the choices we make, how we treat ourselves. And so you're sharing about how when you had not paid attention to working on your inner space and attention to your spiritual energy and your consciousness, that these kind of irritations, agitations you saw as increasing.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, great. And Aya, what would you share about during Paramashivoham 3 with Swamiji? Whatever you could see about how these aspects of your life got transformed during I believe it was 21 days, right?
Yeah, I missed a few days in the middle due to work and other things. We attended like 17 days or so. Initial 10 days and somewhere in the middle. Yeah. So I attended the program. I have attended the previous inner awakenings. So what happened is just to come to the what I call as the listening space, took me like 5 days, 6 days. In the whole thing, what exactly happens is physically I went through a lot of transformation. Just in 5 days, all those fatigue, tiredness, all those things were gone. If you know a little yoga or yoga side, there are some petals inside our what is called as a linga sarira or sukshma body. All those things started getting away. It's exactly what I felt. Whatever I had issues, Swamiji says in one sentence, or in one of third or fourth day, he said, "For no reason I will make your life excited." Like, see, if we see kids, right? I have to exactly tell kids when they wake up, right? They just jump around and happily play with things, and there is no thinking or anything. Like, we don't have to go and tell them be happy, right? Any kid you can see. So exactly that thing happened for me in the 6th or 7th day. As soon as I woke up, I feel like happy, just existing, just seeing the same human beings around me and same surroundings. Only I changed. So that transformation happened during the program. Swamiji does some magic, meaning he gives initiations after initiations. Intellectually, we get some cognitions. He teaches some truths, all from our Vedas and Agamas. Personally, for me, I was in full high after 5 or 6th day. Only now in the last 2-3 days, I came to the normal plane. So Swamiji says it's a vertical time zones. So what are the issues I had? They were all gone. And many things happened after that. So.
Okay, great. So you had shared about how after 5 or 6 days only, you came to the listening space. So this is actually something incredible Swamiji gives. And one way to think about it is the reduction in the thoughts per second. So we actually have layers of thoughts, and many of the thoughts we're not aware of. And so we can actually be having thousands of thoughts per second. So one of the beautiful things of, there's a process called neuron mirroring. And so what it means basically is when certain neurons in your brain see, or your eyes are seeing, see something, or see a body doing something, such as say swimming, then that, if you know swimming, then those neurons, as if you are physically swimming, are awakened in your brain and fired in your brain at the same time. So just by seeing the enlightenment body of the Nij avatar, the incarnation, just by seeing that, those same neural patterns are awakened in our brain. And so that same conscious space is created in our system. And so just by being around the avatar, just by being in his breathing space, in his listening space, our thoughts per second goes down drastically. And often that's what we see is after a few days, people will see their thoughts per second reduce 80% or more. And what it's left with is an experience of the consciousness, an experience of life directly without our filters of our self-doubt, self-hatred, and self-denial. And so our life becomes much lighter and sort of effortlessly blissful. And so Aya, you had said that you were having these feeling causeless bliss, and sort of effortlessly and without any work from your side. And so then how would you share about these challenges? Because everyone will be able to relate to how they react to situations in ways that they don't want to, and they're feeling agitation, doubt about relationships in their life, work that they're doing, and the different projects or aspects, even vacations, feeling, even preparing to go to work in the morning is an agitation, or feeling too much pressure, the time pressures. So versus before Paramashivoham 3 initiations and darshans, and after, how have you seen the way that the issues you're facing, how they've changed, and how you deal with them differently?
Yes, Aya, what I can vouch for is that the initiations make something inside us, mirroring of the neurons. I can relate the normal level. We usually react with the instincts or intellects based on our knowledge. So I want to say stress, right? So you're working too much, or there is an issue. Whenever I face that, the normal thing is, what do we do, right? We try to escape from that. Take some time off, go to some beaches, escape somewhere, go to some other place, right? Change the place where you live, or change the people around you. That is a normal solution, we think. So you should go and play and do some things. But what happens is, after PSM 3, I don't have to do anything. I just go and sit and listen to a song, or just sit. It just goes away. Basically, there is actually no stress. So the way I relate with other beings and other things, I don't have that kind of state that I had before. It's gone. I used to have that after the inner awakenings, but I could not hold those. So last 5-6 years was going down in that sense. So now after PSM 3 initiations, I can vouch 200% for that. No money, no relationships, nothing can take you to this state. Basically, what I read as, personally, I read a lot of spiritual books as initiations given by spiritual masters of the olden days, rishis. That I see happen to me just in these less than 20 days or so. So personally, I can just go and sit and read some book. For example, if I read Swami Vivekananda's teachings, Ramakrishna's words, or some mantras, right? So normally when I read it, just like a sentence, just a word, it'll give you some meaning, literal meaning. But after PSM 3, when I read, something happens inside me. All the things get awakened, and it becomes like a cognition, it becomes like an experience. So,
right.
even the way I relate with people is different. So some completions happen. Just normally when we see people, right, we always see through the lens of incompletions. What is in for me? What's that person, good or bad? Judgments always come and we judge, and we run into our own incompletions, their incompletions. There's always that friction is there. So I could clearly see just after the 5-6 days that all the frictions, whatever little I had before, was gone. So.
Right. So exactly. So you had shared how after not attending to your inner space and to the initiations, you saw the impact of increasing the mental layer thoughts, increasing of the stresses, worries, fears, doubts happening, in yourself, in your life, in your work, with your relationships. And so it's something necessary to attend to and something possible. And then you're saying how you were having these experiences, like I could just go when I had a problem. See, when people have a problem, they may go to sleep, or if they're having a bigger challenge, they may go eat something, they may go to a movie, they may play video games, they may go for some activity. So they're having an agitation inside, they're having a response inside that is a problem to them. There may be an addiction, coffee, cigarettes, whatever it is. So people are having a response inside. Swamiji often calls as a obsessive compulsive reactionary pattern. And so it means that we are just reacting obsessively compulsively. We're just reacting to things in a patterned way, not in a conscious way. So we're not choosing the actions we want to take. There's some agitation that exists inside that's getting triggered, and that pattern is just enacting itself as a reactionary pattern. So this is literally how we're living most of our life. Is we'll see I'm in the same patterns. I follow the same patterns, whether it's morning or whether it's weekly or monthly or yearly. I'll see the same patterns happening in my relationships, how I express myself, the same patterns happening in my health and wealth. And so what it means is the humanity generally is living in this space of having these difficulties, having these patterns that we're not able to get out of, being stuck in the same rut. And not only that, it's not only me or the few people that I know, but literally the vast majority, we can literally say the entire population of humanity is having these doubts and worries. If any one of us asks privately with ourselves, is my life absolutely perfect? Is everything exactly the way that I would love for it to be? There will be multiple areas we can identify and say, this area, that area, I have worked on it several times, many times, possibly for years, tried to change it, whether it's health condition, whether it's a relationship, part of our work, or our confidence, or our moods, or our spiritual progress. There will be some number of areas we can see have not progressed the way that we had wanted it to or would like it to be. So there's always an area, space somewhere where there's patterns in our life just reproducing themselves. We're not able to have breakthroughs. So Aya, you had shared how you're now able to sit in that space and simply go beyond the regular mental, emotional, human problems, connect to the consciousness just by sitting. You mentioned listening to a simple song. And when you read the Shastras, then you have that as an experience that Swamiji has awakened something deeper, something more profound in you. So this is exactly what is the vertical time zones. So the source of all things and the source of consciousness is the source of us also. So we have access to that, and we can experience and manifest it anytime we want to. But because we have these obsessive compulsive reactionary patterns, and the rest of humanity also is in that, that is the only thing we see, whether it's at school, work, driving, in the mall, whatever it is, on television, all these other humans are having the same doubts, powerlessness, and worries inside also, and reproducing those obsessive compulsive reactionary patterns. So we start to believe that it's simply normal, that there's no other way. And not only that, it's accepted and expected that all of us will be living like that. And so when we go to speak to those other people, we also don't get the solutions from them. Everyone is manifesting their patterns in a repetitive way. And the way to come out of that is immediately available, but because it's not modeled in us and we're not practiced for it, then we have no idea of how to get there. But as you had shared, even after a number of years of not attending to the spiritual path, you had felt that the agitations are growing. And after a few number of days of sitting with Swamiji, you had seen this causeless bliss awakening in you and the ability to sit and get a solution just by sitting, and to have deeper, higher experiences just as a blessing from Swamiji. And obviously, as you had shared, you're seeing people differently and your relationships are transforming. So it's not even just patience, it's literally an ability to not react with negativity and not judge people, and literally see things much more clearly, to literally experience that enlightenment space, the higher vertical time zones, literally as an experience every day in our life. So these kind of things are really what the areas of even the DNA research and the epigenetics is saying, that if you can change your conscious perspective, your cognition, if you change your cognitions to powerful cognitions, that has an impact on every aspect of your life. But because we see it repeated in the society again and again, that these troubles are reproducing themselves as obsessive compulsive reactionary patterns, whether it's schools, work, society, other areas, the emphasis on people reacting to things, the reaction videos, here's my reaction. So constantly reacting to the stresses and worries in life with our own obsessive compulsive reactionary patterns. One thing I also wanted to ask about is, I know there's many different aspects. What would you share about, like, best moment that you would share from the initiations, darshans through the Paramashivoham 3?
Oh, there are pretty much a lot of moments, but I will share top moments. I mean, the initiations, as you mentioned, right? Swamiji awakens what he calls as the non-mechanical parts. Definitely that is not available in the normal plane, meaning as no money, no education, nothing, even doing sadhana will not give that. That literally personally experienced only through the initiations, it happens. Just you touched on a very key moment. I mean, for me, the best moments were the initiation moments. And when I saw the Gurukul kids and all the Swamis and things, I had this aha moment. So literally that Guru Tattva, 3 days, Shukra, Dakshinamurti, and Satyaloka, I had a blast. But I want to touch very important point connected to that. The OCPR, right? You just mentioned the patterns. See, just like that, I started playing like chess online. Whenever I had some issues, I'll go and sit. I'll try to solve that intellectually. See, normally we try to solve. It's not like life is full of both sides, right? Ups and downs. We try to solve something using our binary logic. What are the logical answer we know based on the past decisions? We try to solve that. But what I noticed is it does not solve all the issues. The good example is exactly what you mentioned. In the modern day, if parents are listening, they can completely relate. Most of the kids, almost like 99%, they are hooked to some device or some pattern. Or in US, it's a huge opioid crisis, drug problems. It's becoming bigger issues in the other major world cities. It's a big issue. So what is the solution, right? That I can directly relate to me. Just attending these few days, awakening the non-mechanical parts. Actually, I had some power manifestations. It didn't happen in my previous programs, but this program, clairvoyance worked, meaning I was able to see things from a remote place, and Paragaya Pravesham worked. Scientifically, I can tell some non-mechanical parts of my system body, mind, whatever it is, that Swamiji awakens. That literally helps me. I mean, I had some mystical experiences too, but for the normal plane, it really helps me in solving this issue. Just like that, solution comes. See, without knowing, I just saw through clairvoyance. Actually, what I saw is the first time I saw the jalebi. It's an Indian dessert, and a milk sweet that was there in some other place. That happened a few days ago. So, so it's a. So what I clearly saw is when I started in those programs, not only that, I just seeing the beings that are already awakened, who are in the higher time zones, like the Balasans, completion is happening in me. So just through these days, I was just sitting with the Swamis, Sannyasis, and that thing. Just being there with those beings in that space, I was in a higher time zone. See, if I have to scientifically relate or tell to a common person, right, who is listening, if we just take an example, right, Dalai Lama or some sannyasi or monk living versus a normal person, even though physically they are living with the same body like us here, it's not the same. Same thing happened to me. See, before the program, it's the same body, same people, same job, same thing, same house, right? But the way I exist, definitely I can tell only in the last 2-3 days, I'm feeling slightly different. So until then, I was living completely in a higher time zone. So, I don't know what loka it is, but was full of high ecstasy. Whenever I wake up, it's just full of joy and bliss. So that I can vouch for 200%. So it's still going on.
Great, it's still going on. And
Great.
I asked, yes, go ahead, Aya.
Yes, Nithyanandam, great. Good to have you. Kailasha, that's great. Yeah, we were hearing, the amazing sharing, from you. I think what will be really useful, also to the viewers, is, the new future, that's really created, by through the initiations, by Swamiji, through initiations and all of this, a new, you can consider this as a new life, a new future, that everybody, experiences. And, for you, if you can highlight, some of, the things in your new life or the new future, that's right in front of you now that you're experiencing, it will really help, the viewers to kind of understand the superconscious mutant, that has happened with everybody. And then if you could share that, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. See, before the program, I just say not my just personal life. For me, my family, my kith and kin, or my friends, right? My cognition was only that. Then I also was hopeless whenever I take a newspaper or read the surrounding things. The modern day world, even though despite all the technology things, it's filled with violence and hopelessness. That's what I see. Even if I take a newspaper today, right? The things that we see, all those things. So after this program, what I see is just with the transformation that I had, now I'm hopeful. The new future I see is, there is a Tamil saying, it says, Mannil Nalla Vannam Valngidalam. In Saiva literature, it says, you can live on planet Earth in a better way, in a much blissful way. That I see as a possibility. So I think I'm a mutant now. I believe that, not only believe that, I experience it, literally experience it. Not only me, I'm actually changing the people's life around me. Just giving a nice word or good solution or guiding them in the right path, giving them hope itself changes the reality for them. So what I see is, this is even though it's called utopia, I see it is possible. So it is doable for each individual human being. This may sound like magic or a normal person just hearing, but whatever we read in our rishis and saints' words, that human beings can made to live like gods on planet Earth, I see there is a possibility. So it is doable. We can change and we can live in a better way. That is I see as a possibility only after attending Swamiji's program, especially PSM3, all the initiations. I never thought I will manifest powers at this age and not doing any sadhana right. Our body and systems are so corrupted. Just by looking, Swamiji was able to initiate the non-mechanical parts. He can change me, then he can change anyone. So transform. I won't even say change. It's a transforming. And our scriptures say that we are that, right? We are gods, or God is inside us, but we are covered with all the ignorance and avidya and mud. So these programs, definitely, especially if parents are listening, in front of my eyes, I saw the kids just like that, and one day they're transformed. Completely, they live in a higher plane. So I don't think they will ever come back to the normal plane living. So what I see is, it is possible to live, make the whole world as a better place.
Okay, great. That's good to hear that. And also, really, if you have to, really say that one, I'm sure you had, your best aha moments, during, the initiations and darshans and, over the many years. So what would be that takeaway for you, if to all the viewers, if you have to say that the best moment, that you, that keeps things alive for you and keeps that, feeling connection with, your Guru, Swamiji, and, keeps things running in your life?
Yeah, I mean, definitely I have this program, if I have to say, I had that in the Tapologa day. Swamiji takes us through first 10 days. I think it's all initiation, detoxing, and samadhi experiences. Then second 10 days, 11 days, it is taking each one through the different lokas, different planes. Literally, he lifts us our frequency to higher planes. For me, I got definitely that one of the best moments in that Tapologa day. So even though I'm an intellectual person, a bachelor's degree, master's degree, engineering, you have to show me evidence to prove anything in the world, right? So I'm a vibe kind of person. I studied quantum mechanics also. You can think me of a normal, very, very educated, well-educated person. But the aha moment I happened is, literally I can tell that cognition inside me changed, that full surrender happened. So Tapologa day, that surrender means there is that super conscious, we can call it in name Paramashiva, Guru Tattva, Shiva Tattva. That is there, that is guiding and taking care of everything. So that connection happened on that day. So, I mean, it was there, just that I could literally see as an experience happening there. So, see, in the whole universe, right, I have to tell explicitly or scientifically, whatever we know as, I think we lost the connection. See, whatever we saw as the, or whatever we see as the world, right? We see these human beings, planet Earth, physical world, chemical world, all these things, energies, human beings living, animate and inanimate, right? So this, whatever we know through science is called Vyakta, or known world. What I also realized is the Avyakta world. So to get that as an experience and to surrender to that ultimate super consciousness, I take that as the best moment. So the deep inside of inside me, for normal binary logic, it will be very hard to connect. But if you are a devotee, or if you're a bhakta connected to an Ishtadeva deity, you can relate with that. So, I mean, of course, there's so many other things happen, like mirroring of the neurons. Some days I just felt like dancing. I could not sleep for several hours, meaning my whole brain will go in vibrating and a lot of energy will flow through from brain to whole body. Basically, just for no reason, you can dance. Even if you go and give $1 million to somebody, right? I don't think they'll dance. They may dance, but that happiness inside filled with happiness for no reason. So.
Yes. Great. Thank you for sharing, Ganeshananda. And one last question is, what's what would you like to share with our viewers, regarding, the 21-day initiation of Paramashivoham 3? What is that one message you wanted to share with the viewers?
Yeah. I mean, anyone listening, I can say 100% confidence. It's not just like going and reading some book, going to visiting a temple, or reading a lecture on some guru or something. This is literally a transforming experience. Only after you attend, it's something magical. This you will not get anywhere other than through initiations. Not just here. I used to visit mutts, monasteries, and here people are trying to give. See, as parents, we want to give the best things for our kids. We give them money, we give them wealth, we give them education, musical classes, sports classes, all these things. But this cannot be compared to anything that you get in the normal world, normal teachings. So if you're just listening to this as an adult or a kid or anyone, just attend. If you have money and time, just attend like 21 days. I can give you money back guarantee. I can 200% vouch for that. If you're a parent, just have your kids attend. That is at least 3 days. That is the best thing you will do for your kids. So that's what I can tell you. I mean, only I'm like the cat who tasted the milk. So I know how tasty this milk is, like drinking amrita or nectar. Words cannot explain. Just give yourself a normal life. They will come out of the problems, anything they face, relationship problems, material health, wealth. See, normal human beings, that is the biggest
That's
problem.
Great. So great. Thank you, Kailasha. To all the viewers, register for Paramashivoham 3, season 3, starting October 6th. And do not think, how to do it, just do it. You see so many people coming here and doing live sharing. It's for the benefit of the viewers. We want to show the real transformation, happening, in people, and these are permanent transformation. And the transformation is to actually a very small, word. They're, really, they're all superconscious mutants. Showing the characteristics of, really completely transforming their life to completely new level. So with that, I send the control back to Gnanatma Maharaj for the closing statements.
Yes, Nithyananda, everyone. So reminder, KAILASA Paramashivoham to register your intention, and events.kailasa.org/PSM1 to join Paramashivoham 1 today. And with this, we'd like to prepare to receive the blessings initiation of the living incarnation, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. Please close your eyes, bring your awareness to your breathing. Breathe as slowly and deeply as you can. So you can connect with a deep sense of gratitude. You can visualize Swamiji's laughing face and chant Mahavakya intensely. Let us prepare to receive the presence of the living incarnation. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Continue chanting Mahavakya intensely.
नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि परमशिवशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and blessings. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Shri Mahants, Mahants, Tanidar, Kottari, visitors, viewers, everyone sitting with us all over the world. Mantreshwara, Vidyeshwara, Ganeshwara, Lokeshwara, Astreshwara. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Paramashiva's direct message from KAILASA. Listen. Science of Divya Sarira, Navakanda Yoga Samadhi is just two. Only two components. First and foremost, unclutching, intense, continuous practice of Akanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi, unbroken unclutching. Second, detoxing the body. It is all about purifying your muscle memory, biomemory, bioenergy. Listen, it's absolutely simple and possible. Oh, practicing and born Hindus, listen. Born and practicing Hindus, listen. Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Navaganda Yoga Samadhi, Jiva Samadhi, Divya Sarira, all this is not only possible, simple. It's absolutely extremely simple. Have all the equipments, gadgets, comforts, luxuries of modern day. But when it comes to inner software, just go back to your ancestors. For inner software, knowledge about the cosmos, just go back to your ancestors. I tell you, not only our ancestors studied and mastered the science of Navaganda Yoga Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Jiva Samadhi, all these sciences, not only they mastered, they made it as a lifestyle. I'm telling you. Every Indian village used to have at least few dozen, if not few hundred. Like places like Tiruvannamalai and all, few hundred always used to be alive. Few hundred people who mastered Samadhi. Jiva Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Navaganda Yoga Samadhi, who mastered this. many villages will have at least 1 or 2 dozen. Place like Tiruvannamalai, Haridwar, that Moksha Puris, Kashi, Kanchi, Mathura, Maya, Avantika, Dwarika, the 7 Moksha Puris, Kashi, Kanchi, Mathura, Avantika, Maya, Dwarika, Ayodhya. These 7 are considered Moksha Puris. These 7 Moksha Puris, of course, Tiruvannamalai is Moola Moksha Puri. These places used to have at least few hundred people who mastered this science. I can say more number of Moksha Puris. Palani. I can give you a long list of Moksha Puris. Listen. Nirvikalpa Samadhi evolves into Navaganda Samadhi, then becomes Jiva Samadhi. The difference between Nirvikalpa Samadhi and Navaganda Samadhi is, in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, just your consciousness ripening is enough. Like tamarind fruit. Inside the fruit ripes, then automatically it detaches itself from the shell. So after that, if the shell is broken or thrown away, no problem. The fruit, as the inner space is ripe, your consciousness has achieved the ultimate. But in Navaganda Samadhi, even the shell is used for cooking and enjoyed. Means even your body is detoxed. The quality of the Nirvikalpa Samadhi is celebrated, enjoyed even by the body. And even body reaches that space. That is what is Navaganda Samadhi. For that you need to help the body to detox. And if you master only Nirvikalpa Samadhi, also you can achieve Jiva Samadhi. If you master Navaganda Samadhi, also you can achieve Jiva Samadhi. Listen. If you just master unclutching, Nirvikalpa Samadhi alone, but you don't detox your body, you enjoy everything as you want, even then you can achieve Jiva Samadhi. But if you want Navaganda Samadhi, you have to detox your body also. Listen. If you want Navaganda Samadhi, you have to detox the body also. I'm going to explain the science of Navaganda Samadhi. All of you should know when you master Navaganda Samadhi, even the sacred ash you touch becomes medicine. Sarvaroga Nivarani. The food you touch becomes medicine. Sarvaroga Nivarani. The science of Navaganda Samadhi. Let me explain, define what is Navaganda Samadhi. When you soak yourself in Akanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi, continuously being unclutched. I tell you, unclutching is the most stress-free activity. Even for breathing, you need to create certain amount of stress in your system, like some commands need to be given. Your brain needs to generate certain commands, certain things. But for Nirvikalpa Samadhi, unclutching, it's a most simple, uncomplicated, stress-free action. Just decide, you will stop all your cunning, manipulative strategies. You will be extremely sincere with yourself. And everything you are doing. Understand? I am not teaching not being cunning as a social moral. No. I am teaching not being cunning as a method for unclutching. I tell you. The kind of the powers you will manifest when you unclutch will give you so much of confidence on unclutching. Nirvikalpa Samadhi. But don't stop with Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Make it Akanda, unbroken Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Unbroken unclutching. It is actually like a taste. See, if you have fallen in love, especially during teenage, puppy love, whatever activity you do, your mind will be on your beloved. Same way, when you taste unclutching, anything you do, your consciousness will be on unclutching. Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Extreme, most powerful spiritual experience is Nirvikalpa Samadhi, unclutching. Listen. When you make unclutching Akanda, unbroken, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and keep the body detoxed. Detoxing of the body can be done through Nirahara Samyama, usage of castor oil, haritaki, the other few herbs like a tuduvalai, avaram, poo. These are the few herbs. I can give you just 10 herbs, not more than that. It's commonly available. Use those herbs every day in your food and lifestyle, and reduce the food intake. Make it as a one meal a day. That's enough. Detoxing and Akanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi will lead you to Navakanda Samadhi. Navakanda Samadhi means your body will become light body, Divya Sarira. You can just raise the frequency of your physical body. Along with the physical body, you can go to higher worlds. Only Hindu tradition has mastered the science of going to the other worlds with your physical body. That science is Navakanda Samadhi. See, Navakanda, Dasa Tunda, 9 cut, 10 pieces. Actually, when you enter into that Navakanda Samadhi, along with unclutching, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, if you practice detoxing, your body enters into Navakanda Samadhi. Listen, Navakanda Samadhi, when you start experiencing, during that Samadhi, others will feel your body has become 10 pieces, but you will feel it is only one. You will not feel any difference inside. But the people's eye, when they see, they will feel your body is like a 10 pieces. If you read this great Siddha's life stories in Hindu tradition, invariably you will see in every great master's life, he was meditating in the night, he was in Samadhi, but people saw his body parts are separately lying down all around. His head was separate, hands were separate, legs were separate. I have a descriptional diagram. You can see. This is one of the descriptional diagram of one Sahadeva Swami. When he was in Navakanda Samadhi, how his disciples saw, he just tried to do line drawing. Now listen. I'll tell you the secret of this Navakanda Samadhi. Elaborately listen. Your body has minor chakras on the leg, both the knees and both hip joints. 2 to 4, both shoulders. 6, both the hand joints. 8, another throat one. 9. All these minor chakras will enter the light zone which eyes cannot see first. When your whole body is moving into the light zone, listen carefully. Ordinary human ears, normal human ears can hear only from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. Human auditory range, 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. Sound below 20 hertz, above 20,000 hertz cannot be heard by human beings. Same way, human eyes can see only between 380 nanometer to 700 nanometer. Below the 380 nanometer, human eyes cannot see. Above the 700 nanometer, human eyes cannot see. So anything which is below the 380 nanometer, you can't see. Above the 700 nanometer, you can't see. In Navaganda Samadhi, your body will start raising above the 700 nanometer. It will become a light body. Tejas, Swayam Prakasa. Listen. This minor chakras of your body, these 9 chakras which I said, they will go beyond this 700 nanometers first. So naturally they go beyond the 700 nanometers, but the other parts of the body will take time. So naturally what will happen? For ordinary human eyes, they will see your body as part. See, for example, they won't be able to see your neck because the minor chakra in the neck, its frequency would have been above 700 nanometer. It would have been already 800 nanometer. But your face, your head will be below 700. Your body will be below the 700. Your shoulder would have gone above 700, like 800 nanometer. But your hands, biceps, will be below the 700 nanometer. That is the time when people see, they see your body as 10 pieces. Nava Kanda Dasa Tunda. 10, say 9 cut, 10 pieces. Below the knee, 2 pieces. Above the knee, but below the hip, that is 2 pieces, 4. Then below this hand knee, this part, 1, 4, 3, 4. Then this part, because the shoulder also will disappear and this part also will disappear. So this will be seen. This and this will be seen. Both biceps. Head will be seen and this part of the body will be seen. it will be seen as 10 parts. 9 cut, 10 part. Listen, after 21 hours, the whole body will raise above 700 nanometer. First, initially, this 9 minor chakras will raise above 700 nanometers. After 21 hours, the whole body will raise to light body. Then the whole body will not be seen. People don't have a problem when the whole body is not seen. Same way, people won't have a problem if the whole body is seen. But people get shaken, terrorized, frightened. If the body is seen part, they get frightened. They think somebody has cut their master's body to pieces. Nobody has cut. Even he has not cut himself. The minor chakras have raised their light frequency above 700 nanometer. This is the fundamental science. So listen. All masters who mastered Navaganda Samadhi can completely disappear. They can even take their physical body to the higher lokas. They don't need to leave the physical body and go to KAILASA. They can just take the physical body from Bhuloka. Of course, before KAILASA, there is a spot where they just dissolve that into Paramashiva stages. So understand, this Navakanda Yoga is a science. And it is possible. Not only it is a science, it is possible. And I tell you, it is too simple. It's not that difficult. Especially for my disciples, all of you guys are already in the lifestyle for Navaganda Samadhi. One of the most beautiful thing with our Kailasa, our Sangha, is all these attacks, scandals, rumors on me filtered everyone who came to me for different things other than enlightenment. Only people who want enlightenment as not only their first priority, only priority. Only they stood with me, they are being with me. They are connected to me, they are with me. So if you are still connected to me, I tell you, you are already qualified for it, because all the things I am teaching, I am repeatedly drilling into you. Go for 1 meal a day. Go for vegetarian lifestyle. Use Aritaki, castor oil, avarambu. All this I am talking for so many years. Almost 100% of you have started practicing it without even your knowledge sometime. Maybe I can give a very clear manual. So many people are now putting the question, Swamiji, can you give precise manual for Navaganta Yoga Samadhi? I'll give. It takes only 3 months for me to make anyone experience Navaganta Yoga Samadhi. Already our Dr. Ashok Amin is experiencing. He says, I am seeing Navaganta Yoga Samadhi happening in me. He is very deeply connected to me. So that feeling connection. And moreover, fortunately, he has seen me once in Navaganta Yoga Samadhi. Usually, I do not allow people to see me in the Navaganta Yoga Samadhi because one, they get frightened, and another one thing, they spread rumors. Fortunately, he has seen, because he was my doctor, he had access to my room freely. I think in Phuket, even Sona, Prema Kodandraman, all those doctors also had a free access to my room. They'll be able to come because Phuket, my body was in need of some medical attention. So he was my doctor. So he saw, actually, when you see someone swimming, your body, your muscle memory will just pick up swimming and you will start swimming. I can say till now at least more than 100 people have seen me in Navaganta Samadhi. So when you see me in Navaganta Samadhi, that is like an initiation. Your muscle, only for a few seconds, you get shaken. After that, your biomemory just picks up. If he can do, I can do. I tell you, if you see somebody swimming, that literally initiates your muscle memory to gain confidence that you can also swim. Same way, if you see me in Navaganta Samadhi, it is equivalent to listening 1000 webinar on Navaganta Samadhi. If I speak 1000 webinar on Navaganta Samadhi and you hear all the 1000 webinar, what initiation can happen to you? That can happen to you if you just see me 3 seconds in Navaganta Samadhi. Just 3 seconds, that's all. If you see me in Navaganta Samadhi, just 3 seconds, that's enough. Simply your body will pick up, your biomemory will pick up the signs of Navaganta Samadhi and you will start manifesting it. When I was in Tiruchangodu, one devotee who was taking care of me, he saw one night I was in Navaganta Samadhi. He was actually outside the room. He came to call me to give dinner. But by the time I was in Samadhi, through the window he saw and started shivering. Actually, he fainted. Second day onwards, he said he will not come to give food for me. After 2-3 days, I called him and during when I was in Sahaja Samadhi and spoke to him and relaxed him, healed him, comforted him. He became comfortable. Then I told him, see, don't come inside the room when I am in Navaganda Samadhi, but don't be afraid. Very comfortably start seeing through the window. Because in the room there is no light. Start seeing. This will give you the power of that Navaganda Samadhi. I tell you, after some 5-6 times, he became so comfortable, he started queuing up the people. All close devotees, he will get them and queue them up and started showing. I said, that is too much. Don't go to that extent. But multiple people have seen my body in Navaganda Samadhi, and it is possible. It is just raising the frequency. There are few more people who have seen me when I was in Navaganda Samadhi, but they could not recognize because the one thick blanket was covered. Thick blanket was covered till the neck. The thick blanket has covered it in such a way, the inside, the light frequency raising was not recognized by them, but they have seen me in Navaganda Samadhi. Same way one devotee saw that whole body was in blue light. That is also because the light was leaking through the carpet, through the blanket. I was covering myself with the blanket, and through the blanket that light was leaking. That light only he saw as full whole body in blue, shining blue. When the light frequency goes up, it will appear only in blue. That's why the sky is blue. It's an intense light frequency. If you understand the science of Navaganda Samadhi, you can very easily understand all the 64 manifestation of Paramashiva. You may think how these two are connected. When you unclutch, you will hear Anahata Dvani, which is more than 20,000 hertz frequency. Same way, when you unclutch, your eyes can see more than 700 nanometer range, wavelength. Not only your eyes can see more than 700 nanometer, your whole body can be raised higher wavelength than 700 nanometer. It can go to 800 nanometer wavelength, 900 nanometer wavelength. Whenever you see gods and goddesses, even in the dream darshan, it will be blinding light. People say now, oh God, that light was like blinding my eyes, making my eyes go blind. It will be that powerful. That is what that. It can be something like 1,000,000 nanometer wavelength. Not just 800, 900. It will be 1,000,000 nanometer wavelength. Especially gods like Indra, Varuna, surely 1,000,000 nanometer wavelength. Paramashivam, you can't measure any. It is pure light. Understanding about this Navaganda Samadhi will give you a lot of understandings, deeper understandings about Paramashiva's 64 superconscious mutation manifestation. Listen. Listen to this very carefully. When you start having kind of a faith in my words will have so much impact on your brain. When you are hearing my words, you will feel so calm, stress-free. Next level, when you start getting feeling connection, my words will become simply reality, like a experience in you. When I say be silent, you will just be silent. When I say relax, you will just relax. When the devotion starts, then just through words, I can change your very biology. Not only I can heal you, I can change. Listen to this very carefully. If you already experienced me, you will understand what I am talking. If you have not experienced me, just listen. You will start experience. Just through uttering the words, not just healing you, changing your internal organs, quality, and the way they function, and external body's shape, size, and the way it functions. Simple devotion. Simple devotion. Does miracles because of this higher frequency, higher wavelength, knowledge and experience transfer. In the higher frequency, what I transfer in the higher wavelength, what I transfer literally not mind changing, not just mind changing, it is changing your very body, your core on which you are grounded, the ground from which you are growing. परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे.
Like he always did, he created a buzz with the simple blink of an eyelid. As a village boy and a president, running a nation 110%. The golden Raja with the jasmine scent, the holy Godzilla, the ego killer. The pure truth to the world he presents. He's the true master, the real karma blaster. A dose of his truth fills you with fire, raises you to Kailasa. Higher and higher, simple Shakti pod, you straight into bliss. All incompletions are completely dismissed. I am the Paramashiva. Shiva. The me in the me is in you as me. You are the Paramashiva. Shiva. The you in the you sees you in me. We are the Paramashiva. Shiva. Living in Kailasa, the place to be. Nithyananda Paramashiva. Brought Kailasa back on the map. With a flag, a bang, done deal, it's a wrap. No gap, cheering, clap, cause he's jacked. The true Guruji is back, that's a fact. The bliss of the avatar gets unwrapped. Sous toutes ses formes, il se manifeste. Il est conscience, partout imprégné. Existence immaculée, il est céleste. Pourtant incarné dans la réalité. Il célèbre son existence dans l'unité. Existant dans le présent et non dans le passé. Irradiant l'extase éternelle, félicité. Une bénédiction, une dose de bliss en condensé. Éternel et donc toujours présent, jamais en arrière, toujours en avant, innocent et donc toujours puissant, inébranlable, volonté persistante. I am the Paramashiva. Shiva. The me in the me is in you as me. You are the Paramashiva. Shiva. The you in the you sees you in me. We are the Paramashiva. Shiva. Living in Kailasa, the place to be. Nithyananda Paramashiva. Brought Kailasa back on the map. With a flag, a bang, done deal, it's a wrap. No gap, cheering, clap, cause he's jacked. The true Guruji is back, that's a fact. The bliss of the avatar gets unwrapped. By the power of his being, he ascends the throne. As he makes things happen and always will. In the enlightened space, by his gurus he was grown. Oozing out of compassion as he's always filled. Like a lion in the zone he owns. From his fearless roar, let the truth be shown. Poof, like magic, ignorance is blown. While the pure space of enlightenment is grown. As a glorious king straight on the throne, the cherry on top just like a gemstone. He sits in the space fresher than cologne, having Shakti flowing through his backbone. I am the Paramashiva. Shiva. The me in the me is in you as me. You are the Paramashiva. Shiva. The you in the you sees you in me. We are the Paramashiva. Shiva. Living in Kailasa, the place to be. Nithyananda Paramashiva. Brought Kailasa back on the map. With a flag, a bang, done deal, it's a wrap. No gap, cheering, clap, cause he's jacked. The true Guruji is back, that's a fact. The bliss of the avatar gets unwrapped.
Nithyananda बंद कर आंखों पे हर बाधा हटा कर सब दूर दूर जो है कह जाएंगे कि सब देखते रह जाएंगे। त्रिनेत्र जागरण जो इसे कहते हैं, कथाओं में जो सुनने को मिलते हैं, कहने में जो लगे नहीं इतना आसान, जस्ट इतना भी नहीं मुश्किल, बात बनेगी संपूर्ति जब साथ है तो आओ, एक दीक्षा की तो बात है सारी दुनिया में मगर एक ही इंसान, उप्स नॉट इंसान, ये है भगवान। जय 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 नित्यानंदा, जय शिव शंकर नित्यानंदा, जय 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 नित्यानंदा, जय शिव शंकर नित्यानंदा, नित्यानंदोहम शिवोहम नित्यानंदोहम सदा शिवोहम नित्यानंदोहम शिवोहम नित्यानंदोहम सदा शिवोहम। Suffering is all that we talk about, confusion, delusion, and everybody's stressed out. The only one to save us is him, there's no doubt. He's Sadashiva, Mahadeva, he's an avatar, drop everything at his feet, so feel free, just let it be. Watch him come while you listen to me. Should I tell you who's here? None other than Nithyananda. Jagat Guru Nithyananda.
Nithyananda.
That's right, Paramahamsa Nithyananda.
Om Namo Nithyanandaya, Namo Namo Nithyanandaya. Om Namo Nithyanandaya, Sadashivaya. Om Namo Nithyanandaya, Namo Namo Nithyanandaya. Om Namo Nithyanandaya, Sadashivaya.
Nithyananda Sadashiva Mahadeva say,
Nada Adaguna Jadamudi
I
Misai.
see you and don't track my heart goes tak tak.
Marainda Nida Pakumuna Yenoda Asai.
Let's sing it once more. Nithyananda Sadashiva Mahadeva say,
Nada Adaguna Jadamudi
I
Misai.
see you and don't track my heart goes tak tak.
Marainda Nida Pakumuna Yenoda Asai.
He's Sadashiva Mahadeva, he's an avatar, drop everything at his feet, so feel free, just let it be. Watch him come while you listen to me.
Agaparada, in the Ulagatai, Arasan Pol Vararada, Inyarada, Avanedan Shivanavaran Yamberumanada.
None other than Nithyananda.
Aha,
Jagat Guru Nithyananda.
aha, Yamberuman Nithyananda.
That's right, Paramahamsa Nithyananda.
ನಿತ್ಯನ್ನ ಪೂರ್ಣತ್ವದ ಕರೆ ಆಲಿಸು ನಿತ್ಯನ್ನ ಪೂರ್ಣತ್ವದ ಕರೆ ಆಲಿಸು ನಿತ್ಯನ್ನ ಪೂರ್ಣತ್ವದ ಕರೆ ಆಲಿಸು ನಿತ್ಯನ್ನ ಪೂರ್ಣತ್ವದ ಕರೆ ಸತ್ಯಯುಗಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಲಿಡುವ ಬೇಗ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಈ ಸತ್ಯಯುಗಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಲಿಡುವ ಬೇಗ ಬನ್ನಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ನಿತ್ಯನ್ನ ಪೂರ್ಣತ್ವದ ಕರೆ ಆಲಿಸು, ನಿತ್ಯನ್ನ ಪೂರ್ಣತ್ವದ ಕರೆ. ಕೈಲಾಸವೆಂಬುದು ಬೇರೆಲ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆನಂದವೆಂಬುದು ಮತ್ತೆಲ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕೈಲಾಸವೆಂಬುದು ಬೇರೆಲ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆನಂದವೆಂಬುದು ಮತ್ತೆಲ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದನ ಸನ್ನಿಧಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಕಾಣಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದನ ಸನ್ನಿಧಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಕಾಣಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ನಿತ್ಯನ್ನ ಪೂರ್ಣತ್ವದ ಕರೆ ಆಲಿಸು, ನಿತ್ಯನ್ನ ಪೂರ್ಣತ್ವದ ಕರೆ. ಅಮ್ಮಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನೇ ನೀ ಎನ್ನಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನೇ, ಅಮ್ಮಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನೇ ನೀ ಎನ್ನಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನೇ, ಅಮ್ಮಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನೇ ನೀ ಎನ್ನಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನೇ, ಅಮ್ಮಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನೇ ನೀ ಎನ್ನಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನೇ. மக்களுக்காக மறுமுடியும் நீ அவதரித்தனே, மக்களுக்காக மறுமுடியும் நீ அவதரித்தனே. அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே, அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே, அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே, அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே. காக்கா காக்கா கவின் மிக அழகா, நோக்கா நோக்கா நின்னருள் பெருக. காக்கா காக்கா கவின் மிக அழகா, நோக்கா நோக்கா நின்னருள் பெருக. ஏதும் பிற இரண்டால் கருணை நீ செய்யும் எந்தாயே, ஏதும் பிற இரண்டால் கருணை நீ செய்யும் எந்தாயே, அப்பனே செய்யும் எந்தாயே. அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே, அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே, அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே, அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே. மக்களுக்காக மறுமுடியும் நீ அவதரித்தானே, மக்களுக்காக மறுமுடியும் நீ அவதரித்தானே. என்னை அம்மையப்பனே, அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே, 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 நீ என்னையப்பனே, அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே.
ಸದಾಶಿವ ಸದಾಶಿವ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಸದಾಶಿವ 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 ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಸದಾಶಿವ.
ಸುರಾಧಿಪಂ ನಮಸ್ಕೃತ್ಯ ಶಶಾಂಕ ಕೃತಶೇಖರಂ ಕಪಾಲಮಾಲಿನಂ ದೇವಂ ಪ್ರಣತೋಸ್ಮಿ ಸದಾಶಿವಂ, ಪ್ರಣತೋಸ್ಮಿ ಸದಾಶಿವಂ.
ಸದಾಶಿವ ಸದಾಶಿವ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಸದಾಶಿವ 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 ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಸದಾಶಿವ.
ಕಾಲೇಶ್ವರ ಮಹಾಕಾಲಂ ಕಾಲಾಂಜನ ನಿವಾಸಿನಂ ಕಾಲಕೃತ್ಕಾಲವೇತ್ತಾರಂ ಪ್ರಣತೋಸ್ಮಿ ಸದಾಶಿವಂ, ಪ್ರಣತೋಸ್ಮಿ ಸದಾಶಿವಂ.
ಸದಾಶಿವ ಸದಾಶಿವ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಸದಾಶಿವ 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 ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಸದಾಶಿವ.
ಸರ್ವಕೃತ್ ಸರ್ವವೇತ್ತಾರಂ ಸರ್ವಜ್ಞಂ ಅಪರಾಜಿತಂ ಸರ್ವಭೂತಾತ್ಮಭೂತಸ್ಥಂ ಪ್ರಣತೋಸ್ಮಿ ಸದಾಶಿವಂ, ಪ್ರಣತೋಸ್ಮಿ ಸದಾಶಿವಂ.
ಸದಾಶಿವ ಸದಾಶಿವ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ Sadashiva, 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 Nityananda Sadashiva.
यो सृजत् सर्वभूतानि ब्रह्माद्याश्च सुरासुरान् तमहं लोककर्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवम्
Sadashiva, Sadashiva, Nityananda Sadashiva, 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 Nityananda Sadashiva.
वरं वरेण्यं वरदं वरिष्ठं वरवाहनं वनमालाधरं देवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवम्
Sadashiva, Sadashiva, Nityananda Sadashiva, 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 Nityananda Sadashiva.
प्रीतियत् प्रीतिदातारं सुप्रियं प्रियदर्शनम् उमापतिं सदाकान्तं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवम्
Sadashiva, Sadashiva, Nityananda Sadashiva, 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 Nityananda Sadashiva.
धर्माधर्ममयं देवं सुखदुःखफलोदयं बन्धमोक्षप्रणीतारं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवम्
Sadashiva, Sadashiva, Nityananda Sadashiva, 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 Nityananda Sadashiva.
मनोबुद्धिरहङ्कार तन्मात्रेन्द्रियगोचरं प्रधानपुरुषेशानं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवम्
Sadashiva, Sadashiva, Nityananda Sadashiva, 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 Nityananda Sadashiva.
यं ध्यायन्ति महात्मानो मुनयः संश्रितव्रताः तमोङ्कारपरं सूक्ष्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवम्
Sadashiva, Sadashiva, Nityananda Sadashiva, 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 Nityananda Sadashiva.
सूक्ष्मं सर्वगतं नित्यं सर्वविद्येश्वरेश्वरं सर्वतत्त्वाश्रयं देवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवम्
Sadashiva, Sadashiva, Nityananda Sadashiva, 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 Nityananda Sadashiva. Shambho Shankara Shambho 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 Shambho Shankara Shambho.
शिव शिव शम्भो शङ्कर नमामि शङ्कर हर परमेश विश्वेश शिव शुभङ्कर शिव शिव शम्भो शङ्कर नमामि शङ्कर हर परमेश विश्वेश शिव शुभङ्कर सगवद नित्यानन्द मानस नित्यानन्द जगदोद्धारक नित्यानन्द नमामि सन्ततं परमहंस नित्यानन्द सदाशिव अवतार अरुणाचलेश्वर परमहंस नित्यानन्द महादेव रूप शम्भो शङ्कर
Shambho Shankara Shambho Shambho Shankara Shambho Shambho.
Om. 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 Om, Om, Om. I'll try to settle from Samadhi to communicable frequency and then come back for one more session because I wanted to talk about this 64 manifestations of Paramashiva. If I am not able to come to communicable frequency today, again tomorrow, same Indian Standard Time, 8 o'clock, we will have a continuation of this webinar. I'll try to settle in next half an hour, 1 hour and come back for the session. If I couldn't make it for today's session, next one more session, I'll do it tomorrow, same 8 o'clock Indian Standard Time. We will have extension of this webinar because I've done only 21 manifestations of Paramashiva. I have to do all the 64, at least introducing. I'll try my best to come back in half an hour or 45 minutes after their session. So stay tuned. So with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam, Paramatvaita Saivam, the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa, Maha Kailasa of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss Nithyananda.